How's it going, guys? Today we're going to be doing another tier list video. Today I want to do every Booga game ranked. Now obviously this is not every single Booga Booga game, as there's like literally so many. There might even be like dozens. However, I have for you, I think I have 12 of the most popular and most well-known Booga games, and we're going to be ranking them. So, to start off, we have My Game. This is the icon for My Game currently, because we just had the Void update come out. Now, I'm not gonna just put myself at S, even though I really love My Game, and obviously I think My Game is my favorite one. Obviously because like I have developed it in my own perfect image. However, I'm going to try to rank all of these games unbiasedly, and I'm going to try my best to rank them just based off how fun they are. So My Game has a lot of things that are different about it. It has different balancing that I like. It has different biomes, not different biomes, but it has different spins on the biomes. And it just right now got its Void update. We're gonna have a whole new boss. We have a whole new floating island above the volcano. So I think My Game offers a lot of new things that a lot of other Booga games don't, and especially not Booga Reborn. So I'm gonna put My Game at an A tier, as My Game is very good, but it's definitely not the best. I hope one day I can make it the best, but I'm gonna stay humble and put myself at a nice A. Now, next up we have Booga Booga Classic. This is currently Soybeans Booga that is updating the most often. Now, me personally, I feel like it doesn't really capture the spirit of Booga Booga. You know, with all of those magnetite ants and fire ants that throw javelins at you, the Spirit Guardian shoots projectiles at you, the balancing is different. You know, magnetite is the best equipment. Magnetite is the best equipment at level 100. I think Booga Classic fails to make me feel like I'm playing Booga Booga. I would say Booga Classic feels more like a fan-made game than all the other ones in a way. I'm gonna say Booga Booga Classic is a C rank. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy it, it's fun, but it's simply not amazing. Next up is Booga Booga Reloaded. This is Proxo's game. If you don't know who Proxo is, he's my main developer who works on My Game. He actually discontinued his game, Booga Booga Reloaded, when I made him my main dev. However, his game was fun when I played it, and it was very good. Obviously, if he updated it more, it would end up being a great game. However, he is working on My Game, so... Well, it's not really my game. My game is kind of our game. It's the community's game. But I'm gonna put Booga Booga Reloaded on the same level as Booga Classic, even though I would say it's worse than Booga Classic, but I have more fun playing it than Booga Classic. Now, next up is Booga Booga Lost Seas. This game is amazing. I've only actually made one video on it. I intended to make more than one video on it because it's so good. Sadly, it doesn't get many players, which it definitely deserves a lot more players because of just how much content there is in this game that is not in other games, how high quality the graphics are, the models for the trees and everything. It has so many different caves, so many different ores, so many different things. It really takes Booga to its absolute maximum, in my opinion, and it's a very fun game. It's a shame it doesn't get more players, but I mean, I'm gonna have to say it's definitely an A. I might actually say I'll say it's A. It's really, really good. And next up we have Booga Ancient Times. Booga Ancient Times instantly is an S. It is, without a doubt, the most fun and most surprisingly good Booga game I've ever played. The boss fights are actual boss fights. In Booga Reborn, the quote boss fights basically consists of a big enemy with a lot of HP and who does a lot of damage. There's more to a boss fight than just having an enemy with lots of HP and lots of damage. There's a sort of rhythm to it. There's a sort of challenge. It's not because, like, you know, you can cheese the giants and the queen ants in Booga Reborn, but in Ancient Times you can't really do that because the boss fights are an actual boss fight. It's an actual experience. The sound design is amazing, the map layout is amazing, the leveling is amazing. I mean, I could go on and on about how good Booga Ancient Times is. It's so amazing. S rank, definitely. Now, we have next up is Booga Booga Rebirth. Now, when I first played Booga Rebirth back in late December of 2023, it may have actually been January 2024, but when I first played the game, I thought it had a lot of potential. I actually made an entire Let's Play of getting 0 to 100 on it, and when it came out with this massive Caves update, I was actually taken aback. Booga Booga Rebirth is a great game. However, I feel like it has more potential than it's capitalizing on. I don't know how to explain it, but it just feels like Booga Rebirth. It's just, I don't know, I really can't describe it. It feels like it's on the cusp of something, but it just never quite achieved its own identity. It never really quite achieved this kind of grand game. It's kind of always felt like it could be this grand game, it could be amazing, but it's never actually had the ability to capitalize on that kind of feeling, you know? It's forever lacking. It's forever lacking. It just, there's something about it that feels like, you know, why would I play this when I could play Booga Reborn? Or why would I play this rather than Booga Revived or Ancient Times? You know, all of these other games provide a unique game. It's a unique perspective. It has its own balance. It has its own stuff. But Booga Rebirth, I feel like, tries too hard to be similar to Booga Reborn. It's like it's trying to be Booga Reborn, but better at it's trying to it's trying to be better at Booga Reborn than Booga Reborn, and that's just an impossible thing to do. Like, you can't copy someone and make the copy be better. That's just that's an impossibility. So I'm gonna say it's a C rank. It's a C rank. I feel like I have less fun on Rebirth than I do on Classic. I was gonna put it at a B. It would be a B if it actually reached some kind of unique identity, but since it has no identity, I'm just gonna put it as a C. Now next up we have Booga Reborn, which is without a doubt the most popular Booga game that currently is active. It's the one everyone plays, it's the one everyone knows about, it's the one everyone makes videos on. It's a good game. It's a solid game. However, Booga Reborn, it just lacks. It feels empty. You know, it's hard to explain, but there's just so much wasted space, so much wasted items. I don't know, it feels like Booga Reborn was just never fully finished, kind of. The only reason Booga Reborn is good is because it's popular. If Booga Reborn didn't have a player base, it would be an instant D. But the reason why I like it so much is because it has active people, it has a community, and we could interact with the community. So I'll put it at a B. It's a B. It would be an A if it was good enough without a community. I mean, to be honest, every game would be bad without a community. But I feel like I could play a New Seas alone and have fun. I could play Ancient Times alone and have fun. Booga Reborn, I could not play alone and have fun. I just could not. Next up, we have The Lost Sea. Now, The Lost Sea is actually a Booga-inspired game, as they're calling it. It's not actually a Booga Booga game, it's a Booga Booga-inspired game. However, I feel like it's fitting to put it on the list. I'm gonna say The Lost Sea is also an S tier. It's basically similar to Ancient Times in the sense that it's completely different. It takes the Booga Booga kind of, it takes the Booga Booga universe and makes it its own thing. It's like Lego. Like, you can build your own universe within Lego, but it's still in the Lego kind of idea. You know what I mean? Does that make any sense at all? That's kind of what The Lost Sea and Ancient Times kind of do. They use the building blocks of Booga Booga to make their own massively genius game and incredibly entertaining game. The mojo and the leveling up systems in Lost Sea are really in-depth, and I really like it. I want to make more videos on it, but there's just so many videos I want to do that I really just, I just keep pushing it back, but yeah. Anyways, next up we have Booga Booga Modded. Yeah, I'm just gonna put it at D. I think we all know why. Booga Booga Modded is just a dopamine baby, you know, retard game. People who play Booga Booga Modded probably only play it because they don't like grinding. And honestly, if you don't like grinding, don't play a grinding game, you know? You start off with all of the mojo, you start off with all of these XP and all these coins. It's just like, what's the point? The reason why having OP items is valuable is because you know how much it sucks to not have OP items. So if you just get OP items off the rip, it's kind of just like, what the fuck? They have no value because everybody has them. They're basically as valuable as wooden tools at that point. Now, I'm actually gonna already do Booga Admin. Booga Booga Admin, I'm gonna put right next to Booga Booga Modded as a D rank. I think we all know why. They're pretty much the exact same game, except, yeah, like they're literally the exact same game. If you told me to name one thing Booga Booga Admin does differently than modded, I would not be able to tell you, because in my brain, I cannot differentiate them enough to realize that any of them have anything different. Now next up we have Booga Booga Reforged. Now this game is really disappointing because I thought it had a lot of potential. I played it a while ago, like a months ago I played it. And I was going to do a deal with the owner who was going to pay me to make a sponsored video on the game. And I played the game and I really loved it. I was like, well, this is fun. It's like classic, but different. It's like classic, but without the annoying things that I hate about Booga Classic. But it has bugs, and the owner never ended up fixing the bugs. He kept saying he would, but months, you know, kept going by and he never fixed them. I mean, I'm gonna put it as a C rank. I want to put it as a D because it's inactive. However, it's better than Booga Classic. It's everything good about Booga Classic, but none of the bad things, aside from bugs. Now, last but not least, well, actually last but maybe least, is Booga Booga 2020. This is the original Booga Booga that people played on back in 2018, 2019, and 2020. This is the Booga Booga that got discontinued. It's bad, man. It's just bad. They changed way too much. They made it into something that is not at all in the spirit of Booga Booga at all. Like, just period. If it had a player base, maybe I could enjoy it. But the fact that it's completely inactive, it's like, it feels like there's no point. It's just playing a really bad, overdone game. Like, don't get me wrong, I like my steak cooked, but I don't like my steak burnt. And this is what burnt steak feels like. You know, they had a nice medium well steak back in 2018, but then they fucking burnt it. And for that, I'm gonna put it dead last at a rank D. Well guys, it looks like that's about it. If there's any other Booga Booga games you want me to add to this tier list, I'd be down to do an updated part 2 where I add like 10 more Booga games if I can find that many. And yeah, we could definitely do an updated version later on. Thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. Make sure you drop a like and a sub as always, and stay awesome. Peace out.